Good morning. So today we're packing up my stuff and heading out onto the lake. We're going out with Brandon. Brandon's a friend that I just met this year and who moved to Kamloops. Guy's super into fly fishing, ties all of his own flies, runs the BCFLYGUYS Instagram page, and the guy knows how to catch some big fish. So jumped at the opportunity to get out into the boat with him, and hopefully we can go put some big pigs into the net and capture some good footage for you guys today. Fly fishing for me is one of the best ways to relax, clear my mind, and it's a super exciting sport once you've gotten so into it that you understand it. The boys! So we just made it to the lake. The boys are stoked. Brandon came running up to the truck, high-fiving, and about to throw the boat in the water. We're out here at Stump Lake. It's pretty close to Kamloops, pretty close to Merritt. Big fish, big water. Dude, we get like the Lambo of fly fishing boats today.
Hashtag big boat life, baby.
What's the plan for today, Brandon?
Well, hopefully we just catch them up. But
That's an awfully big net, dude.
big net, big fish. Good to go? Yep.
2004 Empress motorhome is going to be going for sale.
Between 13 and 14 feet.
Nice.
Right on the where the weeds, right where the weeds end. Where
There's kind of a line, yeah. There's kind of a weed line, and if you find the edge of that, you like to cruise back and forth.
See how they're tall here, and they're starting to dwindle out.
Yeah, there you go. You can see
They're
that.
starting to. The tall ones are going down to like very short weeds. So right where the tall ones end, right to where the small ones start. So right here.
The day you beat me to a fish is the day you can laugh.
Come on, son. I've
Let's go.
Before.
You don't worry.
Often, but I have.
I got a little something for you here.
Oh, you're not going to cheat already, are you? Some dog cheat.
Oh, some dog is smart.
What are you gonna start with, dude? I'll just circle around the back of your hat.
So here's the simple. Talk about it all the time. Little ginger damsel.
You're giving them the mashed potatoes, dude.
That's right.
Try and try until you succeed, huh?
That's it, bud. Didn't take long. Didn't take 10 minutes.
Nice fish.
Not a bad start.
Let's get the bend in it. Oh, look at this.
Like, not even giant in size, but all the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Thick.
Oh, he's not ready yet. Oh. See you later.
Looking for that anchor rope.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Nice fish.
Nice fish. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bar of chrome.
So we've all got a fish on the board. We just made a little move, and now the fish are showing up. The birds are actually showing us where the fish are. Now it's time for the bobbers to go down. And then what's the story with the birds? I seen you just like scoping out birds. What's the...
Yeah, so like there's quite a few of them working, and you'll see them flying above you, but what you want to look for is where they're dipping onto the water. So they're plucking bugs off the water. You can see them out here. But when they're up high, it's whatever. It's if they're coming down and scooping stuff off the water, that tells you that there's probably a hatch there.
followed the birds and changed your bug pattern, now you got a fish, dude. Simple as that, right?
Pretty easy game sometimes, you know. The pattern change was quick though. As soon as I changed it, I had one take, and then I missed him, and then this guy grabbed it very next cast. So that little knot there is a non-slip loop knot, and you can see that chronomid can really dangle and move. If you've got a clinch knot on this thing, it's going to be stiff, way stiffer in the water. And then this is the pattern that I put on, and seems to be crushing. We call that the fireball. So it's just some buzzer wrap thread, black wire, nothing too fancy, but it's done well here in the past. And then like everything, make sure you pinch your barbs, catch and release kind of stuff. And I don't know where the sample is, but the sample we took was super dark brown. In the sun it looked a little bit lighter, so it's a pretty close match. Yeah, there it is there.
What's the story with all the flies on the top of your hat, dude? Those all your favorites?
Those ones? Some of them got memories, some of them are just there. That was a 9.5 pounder, that one.
What's in your box, man? What are you using?
I just put on a little kind of a jig style mayfly nymph, because I mean the mays are everywhere, but the fish that we've pumped have had crawnies in them. So the problem with a mayfly hatch is the windows can be super small. So if you're pumping fish that are stuffed with them, sometimes you're too late. So you kind of got to guess at it a little bit. When you see them, you try something, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they just want the crawns. But I mean, there's a couple boats around us, and they're kind of doing the same thing where everything's coming in flurries. The three of us will hook up 2 or 3 times, and then it shuts off for 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's chaos. And so they might just be coming through. Or maybe they're like on that. The maze.
And then you tie all of your own flies too, right?
Yeah. So I've been doing that for 7 or 8 years now, I guess. But I kind of like jumped straight into it. I spent more time at a tying bench than most guys that have been doing it 20 years. It's neat. I mean, you see these bugs out here, you do your best to match them, and the first time I caught a fish on my own fly, it was like you're hooked after that, right? It's a pretty neat feeling. So now it's at the point where all winter long I'm commercial tying and that kind of thing. We do a ton of patterns on Instagram. Lately I've been doing about once a week on an Instagram live.
Switched it to a May and you got into a good one, dude.
Might be a good one. It's flashy. I don't know if it's that. Maybe it's just squirrely. Football.
Get the...
Fucking May on, bud.
Oh, I'm under.
Oh, you are so.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone. He's got it.
Here's the double,
Yeah.
dude. On the double.
Here's the cannons on. Look at Turcotte
Dude,
on.
last shot on the list.
Double.
Oh, you did have a double on there, didn't you? Okay, let's...
Oh, yeah. Decent fish, too.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one. There's Brandon.
That's better.
Sweet. How's that feel, bud?
Feels great. I was just filming Brandon and looked over, my indicator's buried and my reel started screaming. So here we are, fish number 2. Brandon's going to deal with his and free up the net, and hopefully we can throw mine in there too. Mine's a little more feisty than the last few fish, so that's a good sign. The water just kind of glassed out. A little bit of change in pace around here, so hopefully the fish are coming to play now.
Down there. Oh, nice.
Oh, very nice. There we go.
As soon as I try and get his head up, he's just like, no.
Yeah, that's a nice fish, dude. Very nice fish. fella. Yes.
Oh, yeah, there he
Turcotte
is.
with the beauty of the day. Look at that thing.
Oh, man.
That's thick, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
That's all 3 all day long for sure. Get him. There you go. Oh, yeah. How's that feel, bud?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna taste good on the barbie, dude. And I put the camera down, the bobber goes down.
Pick the camera up and the bobber still goes down. It's not a bad day.
This guy's a torpedo, dude. He's half kokanee, half rainbow. Maybe they're crossbreeding him in this lake. Come on, buddy. That was a kokanee.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone now.
That's why.
That was dope. That wraps up my time here with Steve and Brandon. We put a bunch of fish in the boat actually. Gonna take one home for dinner for tonight with the girls, and the boys are gonna go drop me off at shore and come right back to this spot because the fishing just got good.
I can't wait until we can cook up that fish.
Does he look yummy?